People are getting banned on their FC26 account for trading a certain type of card. I'm going to be telling you why it's happening and what to look out for to avoid these cards so you don't get transfer market banned. In the past week, I've seen people getting banned for trading these types of cards more than I have, in the entire rest of the game which I've been playing it for. Typically you can get away with a few of these trades, no problem, but EA are cracking down hard on it, and you need to avoid trading these cards to avoid getting transfer market banned. As you might already know, I got transfer market banned on my second account, and I thought it was very light due to the fact that I've traded these types of cards before. I've never overdone it, and I didn't overdo it on my second account, but I did get flagged up by the EA system. It is an AI system which looks out for coin shops and coin shop trades, which typically means one account transferring coins to another account. Okay, so lots of transactions from one account to another account. And what's happening is that cards such as Jamie Vardy for birthday are coming up on the market, and they are being used by coin shops to transfer cards. Okay, and what's typically happening, if you're trading this card, you may buy at this 253. You think that's a great deal. You can see that he's been selling, for 280. Perfect. Looks like a perfect undercut. Let's go in and get that. But what's happening, you're buying this card off a coin shop. You're then selling it, and it sells to a coin shop. Okay. How do we know that this is happening? Basically, coin shops need these cards to be able to list them, rebuy them, list them, rebuy them on from one account to another to transfer the coins across. The difference in price is the profit, and therefore the profit is moved over slowly to another account. What's the telltale sign? How do we know that this is, because you get these types of trades on a normal card all the time. So what is going on here? Okay, so as we're looking on the left here, recent sales, we are looking at how frequently a card is getting sold. As you can see, lots and lots of sales in the last hour, lots of sales in the last 2 hours, lots of sales in the last 3 hours. Usually with a card like this, you would be able to get to maybe the third or fourth hour, no problem. We're getting stuck at 2.5 hours in because it's loaded all the trades. It's full up with those trades, okay? So typically what this means is a card this expensive, and especially a birthday card, if you're buying this card, you are locking away, however many coins into this card forever. You're putting them into the bakery and making them untradeable, okay? If this many Jamie Vardys were getting bought across a whole 24 hours, and this has been happening for a couple of days now, so let's say over 48 hours, all of his supply would be gone because everyone would be making him untradeable, and he'll be off the market. He'll be going up in price as he has been. If you go up, on this, if you go up, he has been going up in price, but with the amount of trades we're seeing, he is selling far too frequently for the supply he has to be selling this often, okay? Which typically means this card is getting traded as opposed to getting used. Look at all these trades within, 2 hours, 2 minutes ago. He sold far too many times within 1 minute there for it to be a reasonable trade. 275, 295, doesn't seem too unreasonable with that, but if we scroll up, we might see a better example. Within minutes here, so 9 minutes, sells for 280, sells for 281, 257, 280, in the 2.5s, in the 2.8s again, and that's all she wrote with that one. But it's these constant group of high listings, group of low listings, group of high listings, group of low listings. You might get the odd one dotted in, kind of like this, but ultimately you're getting these patterns over and over again where cards are getting listed at the same price. Listed at the same price. Listed at the same price. Over and over again. Undercuts don't work like that. You're going to get different values, even if it's by a few thousand coins, but typically you're going to get 10k difference, 20k difference, 15, 17k difference, random numbers. You're not going to get this constant hitting 260, hitting 260. That should be the first alarm bell alongside how frequent a card is selling. Okay, so that's what you're looking out for, because these cards are going to come up on the momentum page, the page I recommend to use for trading. However, be more cautious when you're trading. Okay, you know, if you are looking for undercuts, what you're going to see with these listings, okay, what you're going to see with these listings is 254. If that comes up, the start bid price, so the start bid price will not be 253 like you would usually see, or min price, which you often can see with undercuts because people are lazy, they want the coins. If it doesn't go cheaply as the cheapest buy now, they'll take whatever coins they can get for it on bid. Okay, so that's usually what you see. But with these cards, you are getting very strange starting bid prices. Okay, you'll see the starting bid price at 232 or something very random like that. It takes effort to make the listing that different. Okay, the right trigger will make this listing 253. If you leave it blank and don't do any right triggers, you can make this listing starting bid price, whatever it might be, as the default, and then you can make the max buy now 254. But these coin shop cards, they specifically make their starting bid price at a weird number. It's usually anywhere from just over half of the buy now price up to around 20,000 to 15,000 coins less than the buy now price. Okay, so that is the telltale sign. If you are looking at undercuts, you're quickly looking at the market first. You know, sometimes that is the play, where you look at the market first, see if the undercut is worth getting. If it is, then you get it, but you should avoid it if you're seeing these weird starting bid prices. Okay, if you're unsure about a card, come and have a look at FootGG. You may miss out on the trade, but you're putting yourself in a position where you may not get transfer banned. So in the long term, it's the better play. This won't last forever. You know, I'm expecting this to get cracked down in a shortish period amount of time. You know, during team of the season, lots of people want coins because they want to buy the best cards, but because fodder's down and, you know, on average, you're not going to get much in a pack. You're not going to get much of value. So what you do get the bulk of usually was fodder, but fodder cards have gone down to the floor. So your pack average, what you're getting for return on your money, is gone down considerably, and therefore more people are opting to buy coins. You can probably buy more packs with the coins and things like this. But if you did want to buy the players and get some, you know, coins by putting money into the game, people are opting more for coin shops at the moment. It's just what's happening, okay? And the coin shops are going to use cards to trade, to be able to transfer coins across from one account to another, okay? So if you see with the graph, you see this massive spike up. This is where he piqued his interest from these coin shops. He would be getting way fewer sales here, but because he's getting more and more and more, his price has gone up like this, okay? Like this. It makes absolutely no sense. I mean, as I'm recording this, there is a 90 rated striker Evo. So you may think, oh, maybe that's a reason. And you may get caught out by that. So graphs don't tell the whole story, okay? For example, another card, Pfeiffer, fits an Evo. She had been getting used for coin transfers, but she's also now getting invested in. So her trades look a lot more normal. Her graph looks similar to this, you know, rising at a similar point, but her sales look a lot more normal. They may still be frequent-ish, okay, fairly frequent, but you're not getting these undercuts, these constant undercuts. You know, you shouldn't see this many undercuts on any card, okay? Especially this expensive, you're not going to see this many undercuts where they just don't make sense. Like the psychology here of this many people coming into the market, looking to list their Jamie Vardy and listing them for a 20 to 30k undercut doesn't make any sense. Okay, it doesn't make any sense. So you have to try and logic it out. Does this make sense? Is this a pattern I usually see? If it's too good to be true, it usually is. Okay, so Jamie Vardy's one example. We've also had Yildiz. So a lot of the FUT birthday cards, essentially, a lot of the FUT birthday cards, which hold a value over around 100,000 coins, have been getting used. I've not checked his sales, so I'm not sure how frequently. He's selling fairly frequently. You kind of see it with these patches, okay? Coin shops are only going to do things in patches because they've got one customer, they need to do a section of transactions, and then they're done. They're not going to carry on doing it after that. They are done. Okay? You're getting, say, 180,000 coins when you've been selling for, even 190. Buying 190 when you've been selling for 215, 213 makes little sense. You get a few, okay, that could be an anomaly. You can get that on any card. It can be a normal fluctuation. However, if you scroll, you're probably going to get other examples of this happening. Not many have come up, so it may have been a card that went out of favour with coin shops. But also look, we scrolled this far and we're in the 40th minute still. He does not sell this frequently usually, okay? We can't even get past the hour. That's how many sales he's been having. That's how frequently he's been being used by coin shops. So they might be listing at 200 and then selling again at around 215, 217. It's still profit, it's a very small profit, but it's still profit. Whereas Jamie Vardy, you can get very sucked in with that because it is good profit and it is quick profit and you can get caught. So ultimately, why people are getting caught by the system is because you look like a coin shop, like I mentioned. If you're doing the same things a coin shop is doing, you're going to get flagged up as a coin shop by EA's AI system. So coin shops, they're selling one card many, many times. So if we go back to Vardy, because he's a bit more of a clearer example. Okay, back to Vardy. So sales of one card many, many times, okay, in a very short period of time. That's one thing. So you're selling the same card over and over again, buying, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling. Yep. You're also making transactions between two accounts and two accounts only, over and over again. So what's happening here is the coin shops need these cards to be able to use them to transfer coins, so they're going to buy your card. No matter what's listed at, they're going to buy your card. If they need 10 cards, they're going to buy the 10 cheapest on the market and use those cards. Okay, so regular people aren't buying Vardy this much. The odds of you having the cheapest on the market at the moment and a regular person coming along and buying your card is very, very slim. It's most likely the coin shop, and you would have likely bought your card from the coin shop. So you are constantly buying and selling from the same account, and therefore that's what coin shops do. They're buying and selling from the same account to transfer coins. So they get flagged up. The whole system is set up kind of perfectly, but you can get very easily caught in the crossfire. And I think the problem at the moment is the sort of frequency tolerance to this has gone down drastically, and more people are getting banned very, very quickly for trading a few of these cards. I would say trade a few of them, no problem. You can get away with it. But now I'm not so sure. People have traded as little. I mean, I did 4 cards and I got my second account banned for trading cards like this. Usually that would be fine. I pushed my luck. On the third, I was like, I'll keep it here. On the fourth, I went for another one, and that may have been the straw that broke the camel's back. I might have done it on the first one. There's no real telling, so don't risk it at all if you don't want to risk your account getting banned. I know it does seem like easy profit. You will get a very quick sale, but it's not worth it in the long run. It's really not. Okay, so that's ultimately what you're looking out for. Recent sales, the frequency of them, the patches of low sales, which keep on happening, keep on coming up. Okay, the graph may tell you a story, but it won't tell you the complete story. So match it up with these. And ultimately, it's a lot of FUT birthday cards. It's also Trophy Titan cards. So cards like Wayne Rooney, cards like Puyol, cards like Hierro, but these cards will change all the time. These people are smart who run coin shops. They know the system better than most people do. They know the frequency in which they need to change the cards they're trading, okay, to try and not get flagged up by the AI system. You do not, okay? So they're going to change cards. There's going to be, I can say Vardy now, and it won't be Vardy tomorrow. It'll be a whole different card, and he'll be back to normal. Okay, so that's why I broke down why you need to check these things for yourself. They are going to come up on the momentum page. They will look like good undercuts. They will look like good fluctuations, but ultimately they risk getting your account banned. So that's why you need to avoid trading these cards if you want to save your account. There's people who want to gamble because it is quick profit, and fair enough. You know what you're getting yourself in for. if you do get banned, it will be more annoying than you think it will be. That's ultimately what I'm going to say. On my second account, it's very frustrating. Even doing, a road to glory on my second account, just for the fun of it, I'm stuck with St. Clair in goal, and it is giving me headaches. I'm having restless nights watching him between the sticks. He is useless, and I can't go and buy a second goalkeeper. I have to wait until I pack a better one, which is an absolute nightmare. So although it might seem all right, it is a bigger pain. It's not worth the hassle. And if you can avoid it, avoid it. And hopefully I've given enough information there. If you do have any questions about it, please drop them in the comments. I'll be happy to clear anything else up if you are worried about getting banned. I will say, if you have bought one of these cards, wait a few hours, okay? If you're in the situation where you've bought one of these cards and you're like, oh no, this is a coin shop, and you figured it out, retrospectively, that it is a coin shop card, wait a few hours and then sell it at an undercut, and hopefully someone else who isn't the coin shop buys your card. So you're taking into account that you're not selling it quickly, you've taken time. Coin shops sell cards quickly, they buy cards and sell cards very quickly. So hopefully that doesn't get flagged up. And you're also giving yourself the best opportunity to sell it to someone else who isn't the person you bought the card off. It's worth taking the loss. That's the best advice I can give. If you've traded this card 10, 20, 30, 40 times already and you're watching this video, then good luck. You're in whatever situation you're in. You might get lucky. There are people who are going to get lucky, but you've risked whatever you've risked before, and it is what it is. It's not the end of the world, but it can be a bit annoying. And there's no real way around it. As you've seen on my video where I got banned, the appeal is basically pointless. Okay, you're not going to get your account back, so that is what it is. And I'll also recommend, whilst people are getting flagged up on the system, try and avoid price fixing cards for the time being, because if the system is a bit more sensitive to market manipulation and distribution of coins, then you are more likely to get flagged up for price fixing cards. Okay, and cards like this can be seen as good price fixing cards. A lot of the perfect setups for price fixing cards are seen within these coin shop cards at the moment. So you may do all the research and go, oh, this is a perfect price fix card. It's also probably going to be a card which coin shops use, because of the exact same reason why you like it for a price fix card. They kind of intertwine. It's probably currently at a low point. It's got opportunity to sell at a high point, which is exactly what coin shops want. They want to be able to get the biggest gap between what a card can feasibly sell for. So if a card is 200,000 coins, like Vardy was, and it could feasibly sell for 300,000 coins, then they'll use this card, okay? Because that means they can transfer more coins in one go, and you find yourself in a good situation. Okay, for the business, for the coin shop, they save themselves time. If you go and price fix Jamie Vardy, so there's only a few on the market, and it might be a situation like, let's see, like this. You just buy all the 262s, 263s, 264s, 263s. You might think, oh, perfect price fix. He's come down in price. If I buy all these, I can price fix him to 280 or 290 or whatever it might be. But you're in the coin shop card. Lots of the good setups are in the coin shop cards already. Okay, so just bear that in mind. If you do want to price fix a little bit, I would currently avoid trying to do that. It's very risky with how sensitive the system is at the moment at picking people up for bannable offences. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. But overall, that's everything covered. It's not all doom and gloom. You can still trade. I'm currently doing fluctuation trades more than I am undercuts, just for the reason I mentioned. Even though I understand that coin shop cards typically have that obvious starting bid price where you can figure out it's a coin shop card. Typically fluctuations are absolutely fine to do too. With fluctuations, you are taking more time into looking at the graph, the recent sales, before you buy the card anyway. So that's why I'm favouring fluctuations over finding undercuts on the momentum page at the moment. If a good undercut comes, a good undercut comes. But I am checking this first. Always checking this first at the moment. It's not worth the risk. Okay, so that's all the information I've got for you today. I thought I would save this one for, you know, I thought I'd just release this as quickly as possible, just in case it saves 1 or 2 of your accounts. It's better to release it as soon as possible than it is to wait and, you know, no point sticking to a schedule. I've already uploaded today, but I may as well upload this again. So thank you very much for watching. If you've got any questions again, just comment them. I'll be happy to answer them. And if you want more videos like this, more information, more trades, more tutorials, everything, all that good stuff, please drop a subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.